Hey, what's up, YouTube? How's it going? Here with another episode of How to Sing. In this episode, what I want to talk about is vowel modifications and enunciating while you sing, making sure that the words are coming out clear and they're not coming out mumbled. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about mumbling while singing. So a lot of singers that I've seen will have a tendency to kind of gloss over words, and it kind of gets mumbled and garbled, and it's somewhat unintelligible, and the message doesn't get through, and they lack clarity. It kind of sounds muddy. So one of the quickest ways that you can really improve your singing, like right now, is to focus on enunciating your words while you're singing. And if you have a tendency to really underdo it and mumble through your song, then you really want to overdo it while you're trying to fix it. So, for example, let's take a song. Let's do like All of Me, okay? So you could take that first line of All of Me by John Legend, and you could sing it like this. What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. You've got my head spinning. No kidding, I can't pin you down. Or you could sing it like this with enunciating your vowels. What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. You've got my head spinning. No kidding, I can't pin you down. Now, just for a second, listen to those two and hear the difference between the clarity of the second one and the muddiness of the first one. Now, this really comes down to if you're actually recording a song, a lot of people want to cut out the mud of a vocal. So one way you can do that without using any EQ is just by enunciating and being clear with your words and very intentional. So, for example, if you guys have this tendency, any of you out there, what I would recommend is really moving your mouth, because a lot of singers that I see, they really sing with very little mouth movement. What would I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you kicking me out. And that's what they're used to, because they just aren't used to opening their mouth wide, which gets difficult for the higher notes. Because at the end of the day, your mouth needs to open up a little bit more so that it doesn't become strained, because otherwise your jaw gets locked into place. So for example, my head's underwater. So I've had a lot of students go, my head's underwater. My head's underwater. There's so much more clarity to be had if you really open up and enunciate head instead of head. You can hear the difference. So those are a few things that it's very good to really open your mouth and exaggerate it at first in order to get there. So what I would have you do is take this line of the song. What would I do without your smart mouth? And instead of doing it like that, like normal, do it like this. What would I do without your smart mouth? So really enunciating those words and making sure that you're really getting a lot of jaw movement. What would I do without your smart mouth? So there's a lot of movement going on in the jaw so that it's not getting locked into place and there's not a lot of tension going on. And just keep it moving. So now, once you've over-exaggerated it and you've really taken it to the other level, then you can pull it back a little bit. I would recommend practicing that. If your tendency is to go back to the muddiness, I would say practice that extra enunciated form for a little while. And then once it becomes like ingrained that you can really open your mouth and get that type of movement going, then cut it back, bring it back. What would I do without your smart mouth? So then you can just have it more neutral and more the way you would speak it. So that's number one. Number two, vowel modification. So vowel modification comes in when we're singing and we move higher up into our upper ranges above the bridge. For the male, it's the E, F, F sharp is the male first bridge. The female first bridge is A, B flat, B. And when you're over that area or you're in that area, you want to modify your vowels. Really, it's actually in the bridge area and above. So what you don't want is you don't want your vowels to become too wide and splatty. For example, I'll take 'cause you give me all of you. Okay, so we'll take that full voice. 'Cause you give me all of you, all of you. So I can really feel that there's some tension going on in my neck due to the wide, splatty vowel. All of you. And it's hard to hit that note. As opposed to thinning it down and thinking a little bit narrower. 'Cause I give you all of me. Thinking of that narrowness will really bring out the resonance, number one, of your voice, so that it really becomes rich. So it's not where it's really bright and splatty. It becomes where you really get that kind of rich tone in your voice. So that's really important to remember, is that as you move up into the higher ranges, you don't want your vowels to become too wide. You want to try to think of up and down, narrowing your mouth. And one way that I can get a lot of my students to get a feel for this is really just taking your hands and squishing your face together. And when you do this, it doesn't allow your mouth, the corners of your mouth, to widen too much. So if you were to take a thing like all, 'cause I give you all of me, where you get the all and you get that resonance, and that's where you don't allow your mouth to open up. So I'll have them sing a phrase. What would I do without your smart mouth? Instead of, what would I do without your smart mouth? Allowing all those vowels to go too wide. All right, so we went through two things today. We went through, number one, the speaking out your words, enunciating your words, and making sure that they're clear so that you don't get a muddy tone and you get clarity in your vocal. That's one of the easiest ways to improve your singing right now. And number two we went through is vowel modification. Making sure that in a song that you're singing and you're going for a high note, that it doesn't become wide and splatty. Oh! Now, it can be pulled off, but it's much better, much easier to do it without splatting that vowel. All of me. So that you can avoid that really pressured feeling that you get in your neck when you get that really wide mouth position. So, hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, leave comments or questions down below. And make sure to subscribe, because I'm going to send out a lot more videos. And also, give me any suggestions you may have of videos that you want me to do and topics you want me to cover. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.